Alfred Dreyfus was a French army officer whose life became the axis of a national crisis that exposed corruption, prejudice, and a deliberate conspiratorial cover-up in the heart of the Third Republic. In October 1894, a small handwritten note, the bordereau, was found in a wastebasket at the German embassy in Paris. It listed sketchy but embarrassing military details, apparently offered to a foreign power. Suspicion fell quickly and disastrously on Dreyfus, a Jewish artillery officer with a modest record. Within weeks, he was arrested in a quiet, humiliating scene. In January 1895, he was publicly degraded in the courtyard of the École Militaire, stripped of his rank, and in 1895 shipped to Devil's Island, the penal colony off French Guiana, where he would endure years of isolation. From the start, the case was less simple than the headline suggested. The military secret services claimed the handwriting matched Dreyfus, yet evidence that might have pointed elsewhere was ignored. In 1896, Colonel Georges Picquart, newly in charge of army intelligence, discovered troubling facts. The intelligence trail seemed to lead to Major Ferdinand Walson Esterhazy, a charlatan officer living beyond reproach. Picquart found proof that the bordereau resembled Esterhazy's hand, and he reported this up the chain. Instead of correction, the response was a calculated campaign of suppression. Senior officers closed ranks. To protect the institution, they forged and manufactured counter-evidence and buried Picquart's findings. A secret dossier, a file the War Ministry refused to reveal to the defense, was fed to the press to inflame public opinion. Lieutenant Colonel Hubert Joseph Henry, an intelligence man, produced forged documents that implicated Dreyfus more deeply. Those forgeries would later be exposed as central to the conspiracy. The affair exploded into the open when Émile Zola, the celebrated novelist, published his open letter, J'accuse. On the 13th of January, 1898, Zola named names, accused the army and government of perjury and collusion, and accused them of using a judicial process to cover up their mistakes. The press that had once cheered the army split the nation into Dreyfusids, who sought truth and justice, and anti-Dreyfusids, who framed the issue as one of patriotism and often stoked anti-Semitic fury. Under pressure, the army put Esterhazy on trial in 1898. He was acquitted in a brief, farcical hearing, which only deepened suspicions about a systemic cover-up. Then the house of cards began to fall apart. Henry's forgeries were exposed. Facing dishonor, Henry shot himself in custody in August 1898. Picquart, punished and sidelined for blowing the whistle, emerged as the moral center of the scandal. The conspiracy was clear. Rather than admit an investigative failure, elements of the French High Command falsified evidence, hid exculpatory documents, and manipulated courts to preserve the army's reputation. The cost was incalculable, not just to one man sent to a brutal penal colony, but to the Republic's soul. Newspapers, pamphlets, and raucous street demonstrations turned the Dreyfus case into a national trauma, forcing France to confront anti-Semitism, militarism, and the rule of law. Dreyfus was brought back for a retrial in 1899, convicted again under ambiguous circumstances, but public sentiment had shifted irrevocably. He received a presidential pardon, and years later, full rehabilitation. The affair left a lasting legacy, reforms in military justice, a transformed press, and a nation painfully aware that institutions can manufacture truth when frightened. This was not a singular act of betrayal by one man, but a calculated conspiracy by officials who chose reputation over reality. The bordereau's ink revealed more than secrets about troop movements. It laid bare how institutions can betray the very principles they claim to defend.